she would leave him there, and when she got home, he was already there. And this went on for a while. But I can't be here. I'm really glad the theme is I remember, because I can't be here without thinking about a certain period of history that was really critical in this part of town. Of the many, many points in history, it was the Chicano movement in the 1960s and 1970s. Just a few yards from here on Commerce Street, just where I think where the empty lot is now, were some little tiny business offices and a sign hanging out front that said, "The Chicano Times." And I remember walking in there thinking, oh, wow, my grandparents' house is on the other side of that two-story building there, so I was down this route a lot. And there was a magazine, and it said, "The Chicano Times." It was really slick on the outside. It was very, very cool. And had a picture of the father of Texas independence, Juan Nepomuceno Seguin. And I thought, wow, I hadn't heard any of this. So for me, and for a lot of other people in this part of town, and in this entire region of the United States, the Chicano movement was a time of rediscovery, of hearing the old songs that we had heard, like Jacinto played, old songs, but finding that they had a history to them, that they had been here centuries, or they had connections to Spain and to Greece and to the Indian songs of this continent. A few blocks that way, I remember standing with Cecilio Garcia Camarillo and Reyes Cárdenas. As I recall it, we all had our hands up like this, and we were swearing something or other, I don't know what, but it was to get the copyright on our first book, which was called Get Your Tortillas Together. So this place has a lot of history for me. So I thought tonight I wanted to read some old stuff. I wanted to read the stuff that kind of talked about that early time period when we were creating and discovering our own literature. We were taking things that we'd heard and we were writing them down. And we were creating poems, we were creating stories, and we were asserting that we too had a voice in this society. And one of the things that happened a lot in the Chicano movement was that we protested. We didn't like the way things were going. In schools, for instance, where kids' names were changed and where the stereotyping was so severe that we were considered bad kids just because we went to a bad school in the bad side of town, which was for bad Mexicans, which were all Mexicans in the town at that time. So I remember going through junior high, what's now called middle school, and they would frisk us as we got to middle school. They would frisk us going into the cafeteria. They would frisk us coming out of the cafeteria. And they would check to make sure that we didn't have knives or perfume bottles or deodorant bottles or mirrors or teased hair for the girls. And the guys were standing like this, being frisked like this, and the girls were opening their purses and showing their hair to make sure it wasn't teased. And I remember asking one of the teachers, "Ma'am, how come we can't have like teased hair, ma'am?" "Oh, because if you get into a fight, you're going to reach into your hair and you're going to pull out the knife and you're going to stab somebody." "Oh, okay." "Ma'am, how come we can't have like mirrors or perfume bottles?" "Oh, because if you get into a fight, you're going to take out that mirror, you're going to break it, you're going to slash somebody with it." "Oh, ma'am, okay." So we learned a lot in junior high, but it was not what they were saying. So this poem comes from that time period. It's from my second oldest book. I couldn't find my Get Your Tortillas Together on the way over here, so I brought the next oldest. And it's called And When I Dream Dreams. And by the way, the junior high that this was done at was Rhodes Junior High, now Rhodes Middle School, which was considered one of the finest schools on the west side. But it was also considered the toughest school on the west side because that's where all the gang kids were. They just didn't tell us that we were gang kids. So, when I dream dreams, I dream of you, Rhodes Junior School, and the lockers of our minds that were always jam stuck. or that always hung open and would never close. No matter how hard you tried, we messed up the looks of the place and wouldn't be neat and organized and look like we were supposed to look and act like we were supposed to act. Yeah, that's right. I dream of you. Degrees later and from both sides of the desk, my dreams take place in your two-way halls. Hall guards from among us, human traffic markers, bumps on the road between the lanes to say when we were supposed to say where to turn left, where right, and how to get where you were going. You'll never get to high school speaking Spanish, I was told. Nice of them, they thought, to not report me breaking state law, school law, speaking dirty, speaking Spanish. And our tongues couldn't lump it and do what they were supposed to do, so instead I reminded others to button buttons and tuck shirt tails in. I never graduated to a cafeteria guard. Who knows how they were picked? We thought it had something to do with the FBI. Or maybe the principal's office. So we got frisked every day. Boys in one line, girls in another, twice every day, entering lunch and leaving. Check. No knives.